guys, V here, and yes, I'm actually in front of the camera today, which I didn't want to do because, I always look like a hot mess, but I figured it wasn't like an easy way to do this kind of video without at least some kind of face-to-face, because I will put, you probably see that the iPhone screen is going to be right here, but then needed something to fill the side, so why not, right? Anyways, today I wanted to show you guys what is on my iPhone. And right off the bat, you'll see I have like two things here. This is my pop socket. I like to use this obviously to hold my phone, but this is actually a ring, and I use that. It has a magnet on it, so I like to use that to hook up to, like, when I put it in my car and stuff like that. And sometimes I like to use the ring, but yeah. I have an iPhone 10, I think. I don't keep up with it anymore, so I don't remember exactly. But this is an old one that I think I got. Yeah, the old one that I got from my mom, because she loves to get the new ones, the latest ones, and so she wasn't using this anymore. And I had like I think like a 7 before this or something like that. So right off the bat, when you open it, you will see that I have this screen right here. And so I like to keep the first screen very minimal and only have apps like at the top, you'll see, because I like to look at the picture. Usually the picture is of my family or my kids, and so it's going to be like front and center, so I had to keep the first screen clear. Like as soon as you open the phone, that's what you look at, and I like looking at that. Before I used to have like some of my most used apps up at the top, but I figured it was a lot easier to have it looking like it is on the second page, which I'll get to in a minute. And so I decided just to keep, I keep less used apps here. It's like all in these folders, and it's apps that I like to keep around, because every few months or so I'll go through my apps and kind of figure out what I need still or what I want to delete. And I went through it recently, and I'm still keeping it. So yeah. But these are like apps that I don't use as often, that I kind of need just to have around, but I don't need to grab or like pull up or anything like that on like a regular basis. So I just keep that here. So like when I open my screen, I just look here and I flip over to what I need. Okay, let's start with the bottom. I have my camera app, my mail app, text messages, and phone. And that's really just obviously most used. And I need to have that easily accessible at all times, and so that's why I have that down there. And then up here I have 4 folders. They're labeled apps, document, social, and travel. So apps is just a lot of the built-in Apple apps, the activity calendar and stuff. And I have my weather one. I use the Weather Channel app, and then some more Apple stuff that I need to keep around, so I just keep it there. In this one, it's titled Document, and it's basically everything that you can need a document for, or like you need to, some kind of document form, it's there. So you've got, PDF stuff, Google Docs and Sheets and Drive, Dropbox, and Google Translate, and all that stuff is there. And then social is social media. These are the only social media apps I have. Like, I don't go on them a whole lot or anything like that, but it's nice to have it. And then I also have a couple of photo editing apps all there, and pretty simple, nothing too crazy. And then over here is all my travel apps. So I normally like to fly Southwest, so that's why I have that app. But occasionally we'll have to fly others like Delta, so I decided just to keep that on there. And then I love MeterUp. I love paying for I don't love paying for parking, but if I have to, I prefer to use MeterUp. It's just easier that way, instead of having to pay at the kiosks or anything like that. And then obviously Google Maps and Yelp and Uber, self-explanatory. And then Seated, I have it. I have not used it yet, though. Granted, all this, we don't go out to eat that much, so I haven't had the chance to use it. And then the whole like quarantine thing happened, and so I'm not even using it all. But yeah, I plan on using it in the future, and it's basically like a restaurant reservation app that I think gives you points or something like that if you use it, where you can get like free stuff. And so I hope to get around to using it someday, but for now, I'll just leave it there. Okay, so that's my main page, and then you scroll over it. Well, I don't know if you consider my main page, but I guess if anything, you'd call it like a home page, and then you scroll over to my main page, and that's the page that I'm at all the time. Oh, you know what? Let me go over to this page first, because this is going to be quick. So the third page I actually have for like temporary apps. That first one is for me to monitor like any unfollows and stuff on Instagram. I don't use it that often because I don't really care about numbers and stuff like that anymore, but once in a while I like to check it and see what's going on. That's why I have it there for temporary, that I hope to delete it someday, but it is still there. And then banned is actually a social app that is for my daughter's cheerleading, and she'll be done cheerleading at the end of the school year, so I'm going to delete it then. And so that's why I have it there. And yeah, any temporary apps I'm trying out, apps I hope to delete and stuff, goes here. And yeah, that's pretty much that. And so yeah, the main page. This is basically where I'm at all the time when I'm looking at my phone. And the way that I organized it was that I kept the apps and folders that I don't need as often on the top, because I've got a short thumb, my hand is small. I need something that I access the most. I need to be at the bottom of my screen so that my thumb can easily tap it. I don't have to do a lot of gestures, and I don't have to do as many taps to get it. So I keep my most used apps on the bottom, and then up there has my folders and apps that I don't have to reach to as often. I know that you can do the function where you pull it down like that and you can get to it, but sometimes I forget, and sometimes I feel like even that's like an extra step that I don't need to be doing. So again, I'd rather have apps that I use the most often on the bottom, and the ones that I don't need to reach as much up at the top. So up at the top, I've got my entertainment apps, and that's all of the that's all of the streaming apps, where movies, TV shows, and music, and also all of my reading apps like Goodreads. And Libby is my library app where I can borrow library books. Shazam, finding music, audibles, audiobooks, and TV Time I love. That's just how I keep track of all the shows that I'm watching. These are all the shows that I'm currently watching, what episode I'm on, and all that. And I love, like, I always go to this app to make sure which episode I need to watch, or what did I miss, and what I need to like watch next and stuff. So, but yeah, these are all of the streaming apps that I have under entertainment. And then finance, I have all of my finance apps there. I have all of the cash money sending apps and stuff that they have out there. I have all of that. And then all of my banking apps and stuff are in there. And then shopping is just places that I need to go to a lot, like Walmart, H Mart, Dunkin' Donuts, Wawa, and Groupon and Wayfair, Etsy, Panera Bread, Shutterfly, Hobby Lobby, Domino's. Pretty self-explanatory there. Like, some of them I just keep because they have the they've got coupons, or like not the loyalty cards and stuff like that. So, but I do have this right here, Stow Card, and that is where I store all of my loyalty apps, and that is where I store all of my loyalty cards, my library cards there. I got my Giant card, DSW, CVS, H Mart, all that's there, so it's so easily accessible. And it actually has a widget where you can access it super easy. All right, and then after that is my smart home section. I use a lot of smart home tech and stuff, so that's where I keep all that. And then I have a little folder for games. And I don't play games too often on my phone. Sometimes I'll go through that period where I'm like all I'm doing is playing games. But that only lasts for like a couple weeks and then I'm done with it. But I do have some go-to games that I played when I'm super bored, like Sudoku or Bingo. And I do love all of like those cooking kind of apps, like cooking, what is it? Cooking Dash, or what is it, Cooking Diary, or like Sally Salon, and stuff like that. I love those kind of like time management apps, I want to call it. And then, Solitaire, Spider Solitaire, love Spider Solitaire, and Mahjong and stuff. So, yeah, those are pretty much the games that I have. All right, so for my other used apps, so on the bottom I have, Facebook and Instagram. I am I am not going to deny that I am a bit of an addict when it comes to Facebook and Instagram. I do check it every day. I especially love Instagram stories, and so yeah, let's keep that right at the bottom right corner for me to easily tap into. And then I've got Chrome. I prefer using Chrome over Safari or anything like that, so I have that right there. And then I have Maps. And then on top of that, I have the Reminders app, which is the standard one from Apple. And before, I never used to like it, but ever since the new update, when they totally changed it and made it so much better, this is honestly my go-to in terms of to-do lists and task management and stuff. And I just love how they organized it. You've got your everything on a schedule, and you've got flagged, and I love like the lists and adding sub lists and folders and all of that. And I think and I love how like you can tag a person, or you can tag a location and all that. And it's just it's really, really efficient, and it's definitely fits my needs at the moment. I used to plan in like a paper planner, or even have like a bunch of like to-do lists on Google Calendar and stuff like that. And just this has worked out for me so much better in the last I would say since they've released this, the last 6 to 8 months, I think. And I like that you can share it with other people. So I share it with my husband, and once we get to that point, I'll share it with my oldest daughter. And it's just easier to quickly, because I always have my phone on me, quickly just jot down a task, and then it syncs with them automatically. And yeah, it's just definitely easy to work with. And then this is my note-taking app. I still don't like the Apple Notes app, and I wanted something pretty bare bones, but easy to scroll around in and easy to manage. And I love Simple Note. It's just, I love having it just to take all my notes, and I have tons of notes in here. And you can organize it by tags and all that and stuff. And so I think I've been using it for about a couple years now, and I really like it. So I have this synced on my desktop and all that as well. But yeah, I don't know, I prefer that over the Apple Notes. And then I have Cozy, and that is our family management app. And I mostly use that for our family menu, for dinners and stuff, and then to keep our recipes. I love the recipe box part of this app, and you can just, like, when you're looking online for recipes, they have like an extension on Google Chrome. They have an extension on Google Chrome that you can add to the browser, and whenever you're on any kind of website that has a recipe on it, you could literally just click on that extension, and it will save that website and all of the ingredients and directions and stuff to your Cozy app, your recipe box. And they have, you can click on the link to go directly to the website, but then it has all the ingredients there for you, and then you can actually click on it and add it to your shopping list, which I think is pretty awesome. So it's so efficient, and it works. We've been using it, I think, for about a year now, and it works so well for our family. I love it. It's just nice to have the recipes right there for you, and you've got your shopping lists and your calendar. So I love that. And then next to that, I've got the Target app. I shop a lot at Target, and it's nice to have it right there. And above that, you've got my Ring app and my ADT Pulse app. Self-explanatory, I guess. I use Ring. Love it. I mean, I guess I like it enough. Sometimes I wish that it was a little bit better at capturing maybe like longer video or certain kind of motions, but it does the job. And then I have LastPass for all of my passwords, and Life 360 is good. That's like kind of like a tracking app. I use that for my husband and my daughter just to kind of see where they're at. You never know with the way times are right now. I'm one of those like worry warts where I think that if they don't respond to me in like a certain amount of time, I think they're like dead in a ditch somewhere. So it's nice to have this app to kind of have a general idea about where they're at and if they're safe. So I have that. And then Alexa is right there. And then I got my podcasts. Right at the moment, I am listening to the Read Me Romance podcast. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Pretty Basic, Unhappy Hour, and The Tripod. They're amazing apps. And then I also like, Zach Braff and Donald Faison. They just came out with a podcast. And I don't know if anybody is a Scrubs fan out there, but it's hands down one of my favorite shows. And I'm so happy that they're doing this podcast. And like I always say how like I love that, when actors, they play best friends, but then they're actually best friends in real life too. So I think that's really cool. And I've been listening to this one, Asian Enough, that I think is really, really nice. Like, it's so relatable and just nice to listen to. So those are a couple of the new ones that I'm listening to. If you guys have any like podcast recommendations, let me know down below because I love listening to podcasts, and I've been trying to find ones that similar to these, I guess, that I can listen to. So there's that. And then I have my Apple Books, my Amazon app, photos, settings, and my music. So that is it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what was on my phone, and thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.